Car. Welcome back to me, welcome back to True Blue Time, welcome back to Thailand. Hope you're doing well. It's one Sao. Yes. In Thailand here it's Saturday. It feels like I always felt like I thought it was a Friday. I actually woke up this morning and thought I went to Friday. You know, I actually supermarket as well. I thought it was a Friday. So City. Let's talk about Manchester City. That's what you're here for. And I bet you turned off by now. What the hell are you talking about? Paddy, I thought we were talking about Manchester, Man City. I thought it was a Man City channel. Yeah, I'm wearing my kit here today. Look at this, it's amazing. This is absolutely fantastic. For instance, this is a small medium, as it were. You know, it's amazing. For instance, my body is just, you know, and again, when I first came here, I was 4XL, and now I'm a medium. You know, it's just incredible. It's a bit tight on me, but other than that, it's unbelievable. Exercise, good eating. It's very, very good for you. Anyway, guys, let's talk about Manchester City. So, let's start with happy birthday to Akanji. Happy birthday, 30 years old today. Samsit B, as in Thai. Happy birthday to Akanji. Yeah, he looks like he was the one also was linked with Galatasaray. And all this news which is coming out of Turkey at the moment, etc., and which has probably been echoed by some of my other extreme colleagues, LB and Typical City and everybody else here at CG, and everybody's saying all the sources, all the chatter is all coming out by the the Turkish press, not the British press. So, for instance, nobody's saying anything about anything, but again, for instance, we're putting one and one together and coming up with a two, because quite honestly, the thing about Edison already, is I'm heartbroken to see him go, really am, you know, and again, when Typical City, he did a comparison, like comparison between James Trafford, Diogo Costa, Eddy and Ortega. Eddy was clear number one. So, all these people, all these City haters, all blah blah blah. You know, and if you're going to criticise Eddy, you're going to criticise the other players as well. You know, we're not that club. We are, but we've acquired a couple of fans who are a piece of shh. And if you're partly responsible for Eddy leaving, shame on you. And please go and support another club. Never do that, honestly. It's shocking. Anyway, so happy birthday to Akanji. He was actually part of the link. There was reports of the fact that he wants to come. So, for instance, it was the Galatasaray having an issue with paying his salary. So I think there is, but I think they're trying to do negotiation with City. They're trying to get 3 for the price of 1, by the sounds of it. Ilkay Gundogan, Akanji, and Eddy. So, but the measly €3 million for Edison is disgusting. Now, Manchester City have walked away, or there wasn't, but it sounded like wages. The reason we were waiting for Napoli for Edison, because it sounded like wages and the price of for Edison. He's at least a minimum a £10 million goalkeeper. He's still in his prime. People say he's old. No, goalkeepers can go up to 40 years old, right? So, for instance, and he's only what 29, 30 years old. You know, it's just ridiculous. He's in his prime, and he's still got a long career ahead of him. And for £10 million is insulting. I think we turned down the Saudis last year for about 23, 25 million for one for Eddy yesterday, and now we're going to accept what, €3 million? Give me a break. What, £2 million? Forget that. No chance. So the Galatasaray, who are the Turkish media, are saying, "Oh well, this is here we go. This is going on." You know, they're convinced he's going to get him, but for €3 million, come on, stump it up, jumpers. Come on, where's your money? Come on, show us your brass. For them, like, you're not going to get Eddy for €3 million. Absolutely no chance. We're going to hold him on to them. So yeah, but am I resigned to see Eddy go? Yes. Am I happy? No, not at all. And I think, for instance, it's a disgrace to let him go. It's a disgrace the way we've treated him with the salary. A disgrace the way the fans have talked about him. And for instance, we should have showed him more respect. And I think we might regret it, because unless Now, okay, let's go. We're linked with James Trafford again, for instance, and it appears that there was preliminary talks about James Trafford, and for instance, which is good. And also Man City are using the buyback clause, because I think we got what 40% buyback clause for him. Michael Akanji salary demands. But no, it appears that we got a buyback clause for James Trafford, so from Burnley. So and there's also a talk of putting a Stefan Ortega, giving Burnley Stefan Ortega as a compensation, which would be, because quite honestly, again, there was a lot of chatter about it on a lot of channels yesterday. And everybody was like saying, "Oh well, we need a new number one." So there was a discussion between James Trafford, there was Diego Costa, there was what was his name? For instance, Donnarumma, plus others. The thing is, everybody put him a new number one. Now again, nobody really focused, and I was waiting for someone to say something, but nobody really did. And I was saying, Ortega was wanted to be number one at Man City, or wanted, I don't know what his feeling is now, but he wants to be number one. And if you're number two, and your point is game time, and then another goalkeeper comes above you, the main number one goes, and then somebody comes above you, well, I'm sorry, you're going to be naffed off. Okay, you're really going to be upset, because and nobody addressed this yesterday, and everybody is expecting Ortega to stay for another season and then go next season. But this could be this. Well, you'd be saying, "Well, I'm going." Yesterday I was talking about him if his nose is bent out of shape. Well, I would be. If you're in line and you're waiting to be number two, and you're just waiting for the boss leaves, and somebody else comes above in front of you, you're a little bit. What the flipping hell's going on now? So I can kind of understand, for instance, if I was at Stefan Ortega, and quite honestly, for instance, I would be thinking about leaving as well. So we could end up losing two goalkeepers. Now again, I talked about this a couple of days ago, and I said if we get James Trafford and Diego Costa in to replace these two goalkeepers, good. But again, two goalkeepers, maybe James Trafford, but definitely not James Trafford understands Man City, Diego Costa doesn't, and to get I've got to get them in, and I've got to get them in for pre-season, etc. Which is going to be 2 games by the sounds of it. But let's go to get to know the Manchester City, and can these guys play out from the back? Can they do the Man City thing? Can they, again, for instance, and if we screw it up, like we have done in the past with was it Stefan? What's his name? Carson. Well, we had before, for instance, previous goalkeepers we've had before. Again, this is a massive thing. We've got to get our title back, guys. We've got to get our title back. And for instance, we turned up at the new season with dodgy goalkeepers. Because we're a bit bitter and we're a little bit childish, and we start talking nasty to his wife. And talking to him and not appreciating this man. Well, I think we could be up with the paddle, for instance. And I think, sometimes it's all right saying, "Carry on and get a new one." Come on, we've got to be more smarter than that. And James Trafford, he had a lousy first season with Burnley, and when he was in the Prem, but Burnley had a fantastic season last season where they didn't concede many goals at all. And James Trafford, I just want to get concerned because I've got it down here. James Trafford kept 29 clean sheets in 45 games last season. So in the Golden Glove last year for Burnley. But again, this is where's it go? This is not the Premier League. This is the Championship. So congratulations to Burnley, congratulations to him. But whether for instance, he's going to do it in the Premier League, it's just another thing, and also Diego Costa, everybody, we want him, or Chevrolet, whoever. But are they going to be good enough for Man City? Again, we need to keep it. To me, I'd rather keep Edison. I'd rather keep Edison, but I'd rather keep. But if Edison going, and I want to keep Ortega, and even though people are saying he's not good enough to be number one, at least he knows Man City. At least he knows the system. At least he played with the guys. And even though he's not he's not Edison, because it just shows how high Edison is on number one. Even though he's not that, what's it called? I'd rather keep him just in case we get 2 brand new goalkeepers and they ain't good enough. And it's a concern. And a lot of people are kind of yeah. But again, for instance, unless Galatasaray stumps up the price, I can't see him going to Galatasaray, and because Man City not long going to go for €3 million, regardless of what the Turkish press say. And again, there's no British press that's saying it, but I am resigned to letting him go, losing him, even though I don't want to. For instance, what's it called? Unless the Saudis come back in with a proper bid, he will definitely go to Saudi 100%. But but it's awful. It's awful what's it called that we have allowed this to happen. It really is. Other news yesterday. Well, we got a youngster, Freddie Lawrie. Sorry, Freddie Lawrie, 6'4" youngster. 6'4", Jesus, right. Unbelievable. You know what are you feeding him in the UK at the moment? You know, it's tar over me. But it doesn't make you a better man. Nope. He's signing from the medical. It was a captain for Villa, under 17s captain. He signs for Man City, transfers from Villa to Academy to Man City's Academy, and another one for our Academy. So see how he progresses. For instance, anything else yesterday as far as transfers are concerned? There was the old one, wasn't there? There was Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish. There was but it was nothing more than what we've talked about before. Jack Grealish returned to training this week, individually, and at least until the main group returns on July the 28th, as he wants to move away. As he wants to move away from the club. Well, you know. The club wants to move away from him, unfortunately. But he's been doing what he did last season, training, taking pictures of himself, looking sharp, looking good. This is what we saw last season, and he got injured. You know, and goes to Barcelona, scores against Barcelona. He's in pre-season, fun comes back, etc., and gets injured. And then we had a very injured, not injured. You know, season with Jack. So. You know, it's a shame. Aston Villa and Everton look the two likely candidates for him. But you never know who comes. But it's all about salaries. But I don't think. I think Man City will be helping pay his salary as well as Calvin Phillips, unless Leeds are going to take him. But to go for the next few years. So until their contracts run out. The shirts of Marcus Benelli 13, Ryan Ignori 21, Tiana Riders 4 and Ryan Jerky have both been removed from the players' website profiles, hinting at the potential decision on their permanent numbers coming in the next few weeks. I think LB wants to Turkey at number 10, got number 10 for him. So we'll see what numbers they've been given. We still have a third goalkeeper. So for instance, let's move on. So it appears that we had St Mark's Day yesterday. The new kit came out, for instance, which looks amazing, absolutely fantastic. It would be nice if we had a St Mark's cross in the centre, as we don't have the Club World Cup thing there. It's going to be debuted on our first pre-season game against Pana, whatever, in Sicily. It's in our first friendly. He's going to be debuted, but it looks amazing. But typical City, Johnny was brought out yesterday. I thought that was damn interesting as well. He actually said the kit has the £80 kit, which is the cheaper kit, because the two kit, you got £80 kit and £130 kit. The £80 kit doesn't have the white stripe on the collar, right? Where the £130 kit does. That's a very sharp by Johnny, by the way. What's it called? But damn, why? I'd love to know what the reason for it. I'm sorry, it's just no reason why you know, and people you got to stump an extra 50 quid up. You know, and I think that's wrong. That I really do. You know, and a lot of people are going to go for counterfeit kits. You can get them over here for about 300 baht. You know, and 500 baht, and even that, you know, less, etc. Not good quality, of course. But the fact is, but you can get them on with the white, with the black, with the collar, the white bit, because that white bit is I think it looks great. I think it stands out, and for instance, it looks really, really sharp. But having not on it, for instance, on the £80 kit, etc., you're paying £80. What's the problem with the white stripe? That's a bit Puma. Come on, and I'm thinking, come on, people are rich, for Christ's sake, and show some people respect. You need, not everybody has money to burn. Honestly, burn, motherfucker. Oh no, honestly, I wasn't impressed by that at all. Let's see. Now, it appears that, for instance, there was a thing about on the kit by the director as well, because again, it was nice. We had the 1884 kit. Was it 1884? Yeah. But no, it's let me just have a quick look, because there was a nice sentiment brought out by James Trafford. This is a nice comment by James Trafford. Well, let me just pop into James. When I played Accrington, I told people I would play for England and play for Manchester City. The people around me believed in me, and still completely believe I will. It was clearer to bystanders. Now it's going to happen. So he's fully on board. We've got a City fan. So, for instance, he's going to be there. Tyrese Nobiluri, 16 years old. I'm sorry, you got your name wrong. 16 years old, set to lead Man City for Strasbourg. One of our academy. He has a long-term contract by the sounds of it, but he's gone off to Strasbourg. He had a lot of people interested in him, as well as the Rags. But let's have a quick look of this. This comment, because I thought it was a nice comment. The new away kit is to make debut. And the Puma senior director on the production line management, team sports, apparel, Marco Muller, remaining Man City's oldest known kit, was a special honour. Not many people would know what black was for the original colour of the club. We love to celebrate the culture and identity of our clubs. That tells me a lot, it really does, and I think that's what I love Puma. Apart from this white bit on the collar, but apart from that's the only down for me. But I think that's a lovely thought by because I think you've got to keep we've got to associate a lot of the kits now. Look at Chelsea's kit, it looks bloody awful, and it just where's that in Chelsea? The badge looks awful, for instance, and again you see some and I want to be. The most important thing when Sheikh Mansour and took over the Eddy took over Man City was all about keeping the club. Keeping the club, for instance, keeping the roots of the club, because it's important. Because when I want to look at Manchester City, I want to remember, for instance, when as a kid growing up, of why I supported Man City, the badge. I get tearful. I listen to the main road song. I was in Mary D's and City, Manchester City, we are the left. I know the song off by heart, and it brings me tear. It gives me heart. And the badge means summer, and so it's important. Right, okay, so Man City's earliest known kit date was back in 1884, with the football club was based in Gorton. The iconic kit, a symbol of Man City's legacy, it's brought to life with a slick new design that honours the club's origins. I think that's super. Okay, just a final thought. We'll pop on to the Euros, the latest Euros. So, for instance, there was a game last night. The last of the Euros, it was between Manchester City. It was between the two. Between Caroline, for instance. But Leila Ozabi and Spain knocked out. Spain's knocked out Caroline. Sweden. Switzerland, the host Switzerland, Irmar 2-0. Leila Spain was a substitute on the pitch on the 62th minute for Spain, and Irmar departed on the pitch on the of Switzerland in that full 90th minute. So, so congratulations to Leila. Spain, the Spanish are the favourites for the Euros, and haven't seen the game, but I will see the highlights later on. And but it was nice to see the two ladies play. And yeah, for instance, congratulations. The hosts are out now. Now it's Spain, which are the favourites, and Leila's getting. She seems to be in the Spanish squad. And if you're in the favourites with the best team, as it were, the Spain, you're getting picked all the time. You're damn pretty good. So Leila must be pretty sharp. So congratulations to Leila, and commiserations to Irmar, and I hope to see you at City very soon. Right, okay. So no football today, I don't believe. What's it going to start the semi-finals the next week. But look forward to it. England, for instance, are playing Italy. I was on Tuesday. One put for me, 2 o'clock in the morning. Lovely. Guys, gonna love you and leave you again. So, for instance, we'll have a chat tomorrow. It's goalkeeper situation. I knew it. I said it. If you're watching these videos, you'll see it. I knew it. What's the goal? Everybody's talking about midfield and and getting Rodrigo in. No, I thought no. I think the biggest issue for Man City were goalkeepers and a right back, and how we deal with transitions. And by the sounds of it, it's come true. My premonitions have come true, and yeah, so for instance, by the looks of it, we're losing our Eddy, and it's a shame, and I'm sorry to see him go, but he's not going for €2 million, probably that way, €3 million. Forget it. He's, show the guy a bit more respect. Guys, gonna love you and leave you. Have a lovely Saturday. Have a good, lovely day. I hope you're having lovely sunny weather like myself, and I will speak to you tomorrow.